40s car in there. He said, the cars are kind of hard to draw. It's going to be for Jeff's work. I used to be on the board of advisors for Christmas color. Thanks to me, they introduced a line of grade colors. Because they used to have all these saturated colors that kids would use for coloring books, but weren't good for artists. So they introduced some very nice muted tones. And also they put this bullet tip back on, which is also my suggestion. Because they used to have this goofy thing. This was useless. I told them that. Go back to the bullet point. They did. And it's a nice little drawing tool for detail.
This is Jeremy Dale, artist extraordinaire, convention tips extraordinaire.
Oh yeah, you do enough of these shows and you start getting the hang of things.
What Jeremy's doing right now is it's almost a completed piece. He's putting on a gray tone Copic marker just for adding the illusion of like actual color and shading.
And a lot of guys are using markers for convention sketches. What brand are you using?
I'm using the Copics. They're great because they're archival and they never fade, and they work really well blending in at the wet stage. So I really like using these when I get the chance.
So similar to watercolors, you can keep, because these markers are still maintain like a wetness for a little bit of time, you can add more and more of the color to it to enrich it.
We have Gene Ha here, and also a lot of cartoonists using markers, different tools. What kind of tools are you using there?
Mostly, I guess today all Copic markers. And I like it because you can get very similar effects to kind of watercolor and to pencil, but it's quicker. You don't have to worry about drawing time, or you don't have to worry about taking a little tiny pencil point and filling up a large area. Plus you get a lot of gesture and feeling into it, while also getting a very strong range of gray values. It's a really great tool. I've actually used it for doing commercial work, not just sketching and stuff too. The brush tips are really valuable to me because I can go from almost a hairline to something about a quarter of an inch thick, and just get a lot of control over line width. Again, another thing you can't really do with pencil. And frankly, also, I always feel that you should use the biggest tool you can use for any job, because that keeps you from being fussy. So if it's a job where it has to be fussy, then yeah, use a smaller tool. But if you can, use something as big as possible, and then just put gesture and passion and energy into it. And it just reads as much more energetic, much more interesting.